This is not a fairy tale, and it's definitely not the kind of story your cousin whispers at family gatherings. No, this is the kind of story that kicks down the door, blasts confetti into the air, and yells, "Wake up, 2025 is here, and the race for brand deals is officially insane." Because, let's be honest, if there's one group that can make billion-dollar companies sprint like they're late for a flight, it's BTS. Even in a world overflowing with influencers, celebrities, models, athletes, and random viral cats, the power of 7 men from South Korea still stands on its own universe. And in 2025, oh man, the demand is no longer normal. We're talking brands fighting harder than fans fighting for concert tickets. We're talking CEOs praying before meetings. We're talking marketing teams treating any hint of a BTS partnership like sacred prophecy. But before we dive into the ranking of who pulls the wildest, most jaw-dropping, most wallet-exploding brand deals this year, let's set the scene properly. Picture the entertainment world right now. Streaming platforms competing 24/7, fashion houses dropping collaborations faster than your group chat drops memes, tech companies launching new gadgets every month, skincare brands popping out of thin air like mushrooms after rain. And somewhere in the center of all that chaos stands BTS. Calm, cool, effortlessly dominating every chart that has the word influence on it. The crazy part? Each member has a completely different aura, different fan base behavior, different marketing magic. Some attract luxury brands like magnets dipped in gold, some spark viral trends with one Instagram story, and others, well, they just breathe and suddenly 3 companies email their managers. But hey, relax, we're not spilling anything yet. No spoilers here. What you need to know right now is simple. 2025 is a battlefield. The brand world is the arena, and BTS is the meteor shower lighting up the sky. Who dominates the deals? Who surprises everyone? Who quietly steals the crown without even trying? That's exactly what we're about to uncover, one number at a time. Buckle up. The ranking starts soon.
Number 7, the unexpected magnet. You wouldn't expect him to start this list, but here we are. And honestly, half of the entertainment world is still confused about how he does it. At number 7, we have the member whose brand attraction in 2025 works like a plot twist nobody saw coming. He doesn't chase the spotlight chases him like a lost puppy. He doesn't scream luxury or flash his lifestyle every 2 seconds, yet somehow brands look at him and say, yeah, that's the guy. And what's even funnier? He often looks just as surprised as everyone else. That's the charm we're dealing with here. Quiet but loud. Calm but impactful. And unintentionally iconic in a way that makes marketing teams whisper, he fits literally any concept. We can't lose. Now, let's get into the atmosphere behind his unexpected pull. 2025 has been a circus for brands. Everything's fast, everything's competitive, and everyone wants a face that doesn't feel like it's been photoshopped into oblivion. This member? He's the antidote to overpolished celebrity culture. There's something raw and uncomplicated about the way he carries himself, like a friend you trust to recommend a good restaurant, but who somehow ends up convincing you to buy a limited edition watch instead. He's got that everyday relatability mixed with star quality, a combination rarer than finding a parking spot in Seoul on a Friday night. When brands look at him, they don't just see an ambassador. They see a storyline. They see authenticity wrapped in effortlessness. They see a personality that doesn't need to scream, "Buy this," because his existence already makes everything look soft, warm, and strangely appealing. You know those commercials where someone casually sits by a window drinking coffee and suddenly the whole world wants that exact coffee machine? That's exactly the energy he brings. He makes things look unintentionally aesthetic, like the universe itself is his stylist. And here's the kicker. Fans adore him in a way that's almost protective. It's not the chaotic, buy everything he touches energy, though that definitely happens too. It's more like, oh, if he likes it, it must be good, followed by a stampede to online stores. Brands love that. It's a slow burn kind of influence. Steady, consistent, and deeply loyal. The type that doesn't explode in one day, but grows roots and expands quietly until one morning someone in a boardroom goes, wait, why are sales up 300% in Indonesia? And someone else replies, oh, he used it once in a vlog. Boom. Instant panic, instant celebration. But what really pushes him into number 7 territory is his ability to make every endorsement feel like a natural extension of himself. He doesn't force the vibe. He doesn't turn everything into a performance. Instead, he slides into a brand partnership like he's just hanging out, vibing, doing his thing. And somehow, that calm confidence becomes the most convincing marketing strategy ever created. Companies try to replicate it with new ambassadors, but it never hits the same, because while others try to act natural, he is natural. You cannot manufacture that. Another factor that amplifies his 2025 energy is his evolving persona. Fans have watched him grow, mature quietly, refine himself slowly, and step into a more grounded version of who he was years ago. That evolution resonates deeply with audiences who are also trying to figure out adulthood, career, personality, and identity. He reflects that journey, the "I'm still figuring it out, but I'm doing my best" vibe. Brands eat this up. They want someone who feels real, someone who mirrors the target market's emotional landscape, someone who doesn't feel like a walking billboard. He's all of that and more. And we can't ignore the creative side of him. He brings texture, whether through humor, sincerity, or that one signature expression that fans clip into memes within 5 minutes. His presence adds layers. A skincare brand could market him as fresh and pure. A fashion brand could push him as minimalist chic. A tech brand could highlight him as calm intelligence. He fits all these lanes because his identity doesn't feel boxed. He's fluid, versatile. The kind of face you can put on a billboard anywhere in the world and people will stop, not because he's screaming star power, but because there's something about him that feels human. And ironically, that's what makes him so magnetic in an industry obsessed with perfection. By the time 2025 rolled in, he wasn't even trying to climb rankings or dominate brand charts, and that's exactly why he rises. Because while others strategize, he just exists. And somehow existence itself becomes a marketing weapon. Number 7 might sound low on the list, but don't let that fool you. In this year's brand battlefield, he's the stealthy one, the silent storm, the guy whose influence slips through back doors and spreads like gossip your aunt pretends not to know. Underestimate him once, and the next thing you know, he's on 3 magazine covers, 2 commercials, and 1 campaign you didn't even realize he filmed. Effortless, steady, unpredictably powerful. That is number 7. And trust me, after this, the list only gets wilder.
Number 6. The luxury scene stealer. He walks into 2025 like he owns a private elevator straight to the top floors of every luxury headquarters. And honestly, no one is stopping him. Number 6 is that member whose brand pool feels less like a marketing plan and more like a natural law of physics. Wherever he goes, premium brands simply orbit around him like they've already signed the contract. His aura? Sharp, polished, effortlessly high class, with just enough mischief to keep things intriguing. And the wildest part is that he doesn't even try to look luxurious. He just exists, and suddenly, everything around him looks more expensive. If someone filmed him eating instant noodles on a rooftop, there's a good chance the noodles would sell out worldwide by lunchtime. That's how intense the luxury effect is. In 2025, he's become the poster child for elegant but dangerously charismatic, the type of personality that convinces high-end fashion houses and premium tech companies that he's the missing puzzle piece they've been waiting for. Marketing teams don't pitch him. They pray he says yes. CEOs don't negotiate. They adjust their yearly budget like parents adjusting Wi-Fi passwords. And when he finally signs a deal, the whole branding universe loses its mind. What makes him land at number 6 is his uncanny ability to blend sophistication with unpredictability. Brands love ambassadors who are classy. They love ambassadors who are iconic. But him? He's both, plus a little chaos sprinkled on top like garnish. There's always this moment during a campaign where he does something tiny, like tilt his head, squint slightly, or give a half smirk, and suddenly the entire concept feels 10 times more powerful. The director yells cut, the stylist screams internally, the lighting team swears they saw the heavens open for half a second. It's ridiculous, but it's real. He transforms every photo shoot into a cultural event.
Another thing that sets him apart is his insane duality. One second, he's glowing like a royal heir in a velvet suit, and the next second, he's laughing with his whole face like a best friend you grew up with. That range is marketing gold. Luxury brands want the refined version of him. Lifestyle brands want the relaxed version. And every other brand is fighting over everything in between. He's the kind of ambassador who can sell watches, perfumes, headphones, jackets, water bottles, maybe even fancy rice cookers. And people would still say, yeah, that makes sense. Fans don't just support his brand deals, they treat them like global events. When he posts a single photo, the internet shakes like washing machine with uneven laundry. Comments explode, sales spike, websites crash. And somewhere in an office far away, a junior marketing intern whispers, "This is why we begged for him," while wiping grateful tears. But what really cements him at number 6 is the impact he leaves behind. When he partners with a brand, he doesn't just appear in campaigns, he elevates the entire identity. Suddenly, that brand feels cleaner, more modern, more exclusive. His presence becomes the unofficial logo. His energy becomes the selling point. And weirdly enough, the brand becomes more like him instead of him becoming more like the brand. That's when you know you're dealing with a different breed of influence. His 2025 aura is also boosted by his renewed focus on self-expression. Whether it's fashion, music, art, or just the way he curates his social media, there's a storyline running underneath everything he does. A quiet evolution, a subtle sharpening of identity. Fans feel it, brands feel it even more. Everyone wants to be part of this emerging era of his. It's like catching the early glow of a sunrise. You just know something big is coming. And while he may not be the loudest or flashiest in the group, he radiates a rare kind of confidence. The confidence that doesn't need to shout because the world is already listening. Number 6 is elegance weaponized, charisma bottled, and influence dressed in tailored perfection. And trust me, from here on out, the heat only gets stronger.
Number 5, the viral trend king. If 2025 had a most likely to break the internet without warning award, number 5 would win it before anyone else even knew the voting started. This is the member whose brand influence doesn't work through elegance, mystery, or slow burn charm. No, his power is pure chaos energy mixed with strategic brilliance, wrapped in a personality that could turn a 3-second clip into a global meme and a casual selfie into an economic event. Brands don't just want him, they want to survive him, because once he endorses something, everything goes into overdrive. You know how normal ambassadors increase brand visibility? Well, he increases search engine traffic, server crashes, and the collective heart rates of every marketing team in Asia. That's how wild his pull is. What puts him at number 5 is simple. He's the internet's favorite unpredictably predictable icon. The kind of person you can blink and somehow trend in 15 countries. When he laughs, viral. When he dances, viral. When he's just breathing, congratulations, you've unlocked a new worldwide hashtag. Brands adore this because his influence isn't just strong, it's instantaneous. You don't wait hours or days to see results, you see them in minutes, sometimes seconds. There are countless moments where he posts a simple, "Hey," and fans immediately behave like it's the final round of a supermarket sweep challenge. Marketing departments literally schedule extra server support for any campaign involving him because they know the internet is going to melt like ice cream in a sauna. But what makes him truly special is how naturally this all happens. He doesn't force virality. Virality is simply allergic to not following him around. He has that magnetic, high-energy aura that makes people feel like they're hanging out with the funniest, most charismatic friend in the group chat. The one who always says something unexpected, always triggers laughter, always shifts the mood. That relatability mixed with star-level confidence is a deadly combination for brands. You put him in a commercial and suddenly everything feels alive, fun, youthful, modern, and fast-paced, even if the product is something as boring as office printers. He just makes everything exciting. And unlike typical social media personalities, he's not wild in a reckless way. He's wild in a charming, lovable, I want to rewatch that video 18 times way. That emotional attachment is priceless for companies. Fans want to support him, not just because he's famous, but because he feels emotionally connected to the digital era they live in, like he gets it. His sense of humor? Sharp. His reactions? Iconic. His energy? Completely unpredictable, but always on brand. Even his fashion choices caused many economic earthquakes. One hoodie sold out globally. One pair of sneakers, fan wars. One accessory he touches for 0.3 seconds, black market prices. It's insane, but also kind of beautiful. The 2025 version of him feels even more refined in his chaotic influence. He's matured, but without losing that spark that made him the internet sweetheart in the first place. There's more depth in his interviews, more intention in his public persona, yet he still somehow manages to break the calm with one unexpected comment that sends everyone into emotional whiplash. Brands look at this evolution and see versatility. He can sell lifestyle products, gaming gear, drinks, streetwear, apps, even toothbrushes if he wants to. And the best part? Fans believe him. They trust his taste because he's never disconnected from reality. He's still playful, still relatable, still very much himself. In a world where online influence often feels fake or exaggerated, he feels real. And that authenticity makes everything he touches explode in impact. Number 5 isn't just viral. He is the algorithm, and the higher this list climbs, the more explosive things are about to get.
Number 4, the global gentleman icon. He's the type of member who doesn't just walk into a room. He glides in with the calm confidence of someone who's already read the script, approved the soundtrack, and negotiated the lighting. Number 4 is the embodiment of refined charisma, the kind of presence that makes people straighten their posture without realizing it. Brands in 2025 are obsessed with him not because he's flashy or dramatic, but because he radiates that rare international appeal energy. Polished enough for luxury houses, warm enough for lifestyle brands, thoughtful enough for educational initiatives, and charismatic enough to carry entire ad campaigns with a single eyebrow raise. You know that feeling when someone speaks softly, but somehow the whole place goes silent? That's him. And the funniest part is that he probably doesn't even notice the effect he has. He's just being himself while everyone else is having a life-changing revelation. His brand power this year is rooted in his reputation. Dependable, intelligent, sophisticated, yet approachable in a way that makes even high-end campaigns feel human. Brands love ambassadors who feel trustworthy, and trust is something he generates effortlessly. One interview from him can boost public sentiment, one behind-the-scenes clip can boost sales, and one casual comment can turn a product into a must-have. It's like he's permanently living in that main character with a calm playlist aesthetic that modern consumers crave. And his influence sits right at the intersection of elegance and emotional warmth, making him a perfect fit for premium partnerships without alienating younger audiences. Another reason he dominates this spot is his global resonance. Whether he's speaking Korean, English, or occasionally dropping a phrase in another language, he has this gentle precision that makes everything sound meaningful. Brains around the world latch on to that because he gives their campaigns a multilingual aura of intelligence. You know how some ambassadors look nervous reading a script? Not him. He sounds like he wrote it, edited it, and added footnotes. He's the dream of every marketing director who wants credibility without sacrificing charm. And don't get it twisted, just because he's polished doesn't mean he's boring. Not at all. This man has comedic timing that catches people off guard. He has that quiet humor, the type where he says one subtly chaotic thing and the entire fan base implodes in laughter. It's that balance, gentleness mixed with unexpected humor that makes him incredibly marketable. You want someone who can model a $6,000 suit? He's your guy. You want someone who can make a home appliance commercial weirdly emotional? Still your guy. You want someone who can sip tea and accidentally cause a global tea shortage. Absolutely your guy. His 2025 brand dominance is also backed by his evolving professional image. He's gotten sharper, more mature, more intentional. You can see it in his photo shoots, his interviews, even the way he stands at events. That growth tells a story, and brands love stories they can attach themselves to. He represents steadiness. He represents quality. He represents the guy who upgrades your whole life just by existing in it. Fans adore him because he feels like the most reliable person in any room, and reliability is priceless in the marketing world. Companies know that if he endorses something, people won't just notice, they'll trust. And trust converts into sales faster than any flashy gimmick. So here he stands at number 4, calm, composed, and conquering the global brand scene with the subtle power of a man who doesn't need to yell to dominate. He's the gentleman of the ranking, the diplomat of influence, the silent force shaping 2025's brand landscape. And if you think number 4 is already intense, just wait until you see the top 3.
Number 3. The unstoppable cultural phenomenon. He doesn't just attract brand deals, he creates cultural earthquakes. Number 3 is the member whose 2025 brand influence feels less like marketing and more like a global weather pattern. You don't predict him, you prepare for him. You don't schedule around him, you build entire strategy calendars based on when he might breathe in the general direction of social media. This is the guy whose presence can turn a harmless commercial into a fandom war zone, a fashion campaign into a historical moment, and a single product placement into a continent-wide treasure hunt. The world doesn't just watch him, they orbit him like satellites with unstable Wi-Fi, hoping he drops another piece of content to recalibrate their lives. What sets him apart is the scale. When he partners with a brand, it's not just Korea, Asia, or the West that reacts. It's everyone, everywhere, all at once. Cities light up billboards. Airports run promo videos. Entire shopping districts transform into shrines dedicated to his face. And at the center of it all, he stands there like, oh, I just showed up. That calm, almost oblivious energy drives marketing executives into an emotional spiral. Because how do you plan for someone who outperforms every expectation simply by existing? This man's influence is the global version of a magic trick nobody can explain. Fans don't just follow him, they study him like they're preparing for a final exam. One accessory he wears becomes a thesis. One hairstyle becomes a fandom mission. One gesture becomes a meme encyclopedia. Companies adore that because it means every detail matters. The shirt color, the lighting, the way he holds a product, the background music, even the angle of his jawline. Entire teams gather around monitors, analyzing his footage like detectives investigating a legendary artifact. But his brand power goes beyond visuals. It's his emotional gravity. He has this rare ability to make people feel deeply instantly. You watch him speak, and suddenly you want to be a better person. You see him laugh, and your stress levels drop. You see him get serious, and your spine automatically straightens. This emotional range gives brands the chance to craft campaigns that don't feel like ads. They feel like stories. And in 2025, storytelling is gold. He can be soft, fierce, mysterious, bright, elegant, chaotic, empathetic. Whatever a brand needs, he delivers like he has a built-in mood switch. And the fans, they absorb everything like solar panels in the desert. And make no mistake, his global fan base is a force of nature. They're organized, dedicated, and terrifyingly efficient. A brand deal drops, they translate it into 27 languages within the hour. A product launches, they create buying guides, stock alerts, budget spreadsheets, and emotional support threads. A video premieres, they trend it worldwide before some viewers even manage to hit the play button. Brands don't just get an ambassador when they sign him, they get an army. Another element in his unstoppable 2025 rise is his artistic credibility. He's not just a pretty face or a viral icon, he's respected. Critically, culturally, professionally. He carries weight in music, fashion, philanthropy, performance, and media. That multidimensional reputation makes him a jackpot for high-tier brands seeking more than surface appeal. They want resonance. They want global recognition. They want someone who shapes conversations. And he does that on a Monday morning without even trying. But what truly defines his 2025 aura is his evolution. He's grown sharper, bolder, more daring. There's a confidence in him now that feels earned, not displayed. He walks like someone who knows his influence but doesn't flaunt it. That humility, wrapped in global dominance, is lethal for brand competition. Companies fight for Q1 slots. If they lose, they fight for Q2. If they still lose, they fight for any leftover week in Q4, because landing him, even once, is a badge of honor. Number 3 is not just a celebrity endorser. He's a cultural engine driving global marketing trends. And if this is the level of power at number 3, the top 2 are about to be absolute madness.
Number 2. The elite global powerhouse. Dropping into number 2 is the member whose brand influence in 2025 is so massive, so polished, and so commercially explosive that some marketing executives genuinely consider taking an annual leave the moment they hear he's joining a campaign, because they know the next few months will be absolute chaos. The good kind of chaos. The kind that makes companies richer, servers busier, and fans emotionally unstable in 46 countries at once. He's not just influential, he's a global economic ecosystem wearing a perfect outfit and walking with the confidence of someone who's already signed 5 NDAs that could shake the industry. His image is immaculate, his behavior is pristine, his performance record is flawless, and his public presence? Oh, that's the part that brands worship. He is the modern blueprint of superstar professionalism, the unreachable standard every other celebrity ambassador gets compared to during awkward quarterly meetings. What makes him land at number 2 is the level of precision he brings to everything. Every endorsement, every project, every campaign. He doesn't just show up, he arrives like a meticulously crafted concept. His ads feel like mini movies. His photo shoots look like editorial masterpieces. His behind-the-scenes clips somehow feel more expensive than the actual product. It's almost unfair. Brands know that if they choose him, perfection is the bare minimum. You hand him a tiny bottle of perfume, he turns it into a luxury object from a parallel universe. You ask him to promote a watch, he somehow sells the idea of time itself. You give him a fashion line. Congratulations, his fans will learn every stitching detail like they're defending a thesis. That's the power he brings. Global, polished, intimidatingly elite. Another major factor in his 2025 dominance is his international reputation. He's not just beloved, he's respected at a level that makes CEOs sit straighter in their chairs. In the West, he's the one they call the crossover king. In Asia, he's the reliability anchor. In Europe, he's the luxury darling. Everywhere else, he's the face you put on a billboard when you want the whole city to stop walking. That universal appeal is extremely rare. Brands want someone who can unite market demographics like a peace treaty, and that's exactly what he does. His elegance is timeless, his voice is recognizable instantly, and his demeanor, graceful but powerful enough to shake the fashion world like a snow globe. And then there's the fan base. Dear God, his fan base. They are fiercely loyal, highly organized, and emotionally invested in every step he takes. They don't just buy products, they curate them, document them, archive them, review them, and then buy them again in another color. A commercial featuring him doesn't just trend, it becomes a digital pilgrimage. His fans boost campaigns like they're participating in an Olympic sport. There are literal spreadsheets involved, Google Docs, full PowerPoint presentations explaining which version of each product is the must-buy.
Companies don't just get sales from his endorsements, they get precision-engineered marketing ecosystems built by fans who treat brand loyalty like a sacred mission. But the reason he sits at number 2, not lower, is his aura of mastery. He carries himself like someone who has spent years earning every ounce of fame he has, because he has. The discipline shows, the confidence shows, the artistry shows, and brands absolutely lose their minds over that level of excellence. He isn't chaotic, unpredictable, or wild. He's controlled, thoughtful, intentional. The type of ambassador who elevates a brand simply by aligning his name with it. A luxury house can jump 3 prestige tiers just by booking him. A tech brand can suddenly feel futuristic. A lifestyle brand can instantly seem more elegant. That's his power. He elevates everything instantly and effortlessly. And the funniest part? He never appears rushed or overwhelmed. He manages global campaigns, interviews, shoots, and promotions with the same calm energy of someone choosing snacks at a convenience store. That sense of composure, combined with the impact of a global superstar, creates an irresistible contrast. It's elegance with force, grace with dominance, polished influence with explosive results. He stands at number 2 because his brand power in 2025 is nothing short of monumental, smooth, unstoppable, and terrifyingly effective. And if this is number 2, then number 1 is going to be an entirely different level of madness.
Number 1, the ultimate brand empire. Here we are, the peak, the throne, the crown, the absolute summit of 2025's brand battlefield. Number 1 is not just a member who attracts deals. He is the deal. He's the marketing world's cheat code, the industry's golden ticket, the person executives mention when they're trying to justify an absurd budget proposal. When brands talk about once-in-a-generation influence, they're basically describing him without realizing it. He doesn't simply promote products. He shifts economies, alters consumer behavior, and turns anything he touches into instant cultural currency. This isn't fame. This is dominance. The kind of dominance that makes other ambassadors look like NPCs in a game he's speedrunning. Number 1 exists in a different gravitational field altogether. The moment he signs a deal, cities literally decorate themselves. Airport terminals play his ads like announcements. Fashion districts convert entire storefronts into shrines. E-commerce platforms prepare for war like they're restocking for a global festival. And the funniest part? He stays calm and humble through all of it, like he somehow doesn't notice the international chaos unfolding behind him. That humility, mixed with world-shaking influence, is what makes him unstoppable. Brands see him as the perfect combination. Iconic, yet grounded, elegant, yet relatable, larger than life, yet deeply human. In 2025, he becomes the global symbol of premium influence. Luxury brands don't just chase him, they compete for him. They negotiate special collections, signature lines, creative collaborations, and ambassador roles that come with more zeros than a sci-fi movie. When he appears in an ad campaign, it's not a commercial, it's a worldwide cultural event. Time zones become meaningless. People wake up at 3 a.m. without complaint. Fans skip meals, rearrange schedules, and activate group chats like they're preparing for a covert mission. His campaigns trend on platforms that don't even exist in some countries yet. That's how far his reach travels. His 2025 pull is powered by 3 unbeatable forces. First, universal trust. When he endorses something, people believe it. He has that rare moral authority earned over years of authenticity, consistency, and sincerity. Consumers listen because they know he doesn't attach his name to anything carelessly. That level of credibility is priceless. Brands spend decades trying to build it. He walks in and provides it instantly. Second, global emotional resonance. He makes people feel things deeply. When he speaks, audiences stop what they're doing. When he performs, audiences forget to breathe. When he smiles, entire marketing teams screenshot the moment to analyze how they can replicate that warmth in their campaigns. People don't just admire him, they connect with him in a way that bypasses logic and hits straight to the heart. Third,
unmatched versatility. He can do luxury, he can do lifestyle, he can do tech, fashion, sportswear, skincare, beverages, travel, wellness, anything. He has no weak categories. Every brand genre sees him as their dream ambassador, and the result is a tidal wave of partnerships that feel natural, seamless, authentically aligned with his identity. But his influence extends far beyond campaigns. In 2025, he becomes a cultural compass. Anything he wears becomes a trend. Anything he says becomes a quote. Anything he posts becomes a global headline. Fans study his photos like they're decoding ancient symbols. They memorize product names, packaging designs, fragrance notes, fabric textures, because if he touches it, it matters. Even his silence can go viral. There are entire Twitter threads dedicated to analyzing his posture in photo shoots. TikTok edits break sound barriers. Instagram floods with recreations of his looks. And YouTube becomes a battlefield of unboxings, reviews, tutorials, and reaction videos, all created within hours of a campaign release. Brands literally measure their success by how close they get to the #1 effect. But why this year? What makes 2025 his ultimate era of brand domination? The answer is evolution. Artistically, personally, and professionally, he reached a level of maturity and mastery that brands dream of aligning with. He's become the global symbol of excellence, disciplined, visionary, compassionate, and endlessly influential. His aura is sharper, his image stronger, his presence heavier. He doesn't just walk into a brand meeting, he elevates the entire brand identity by existing within its orbit. And perhaps the wildest part of all, he carries this astronomical influence with effortless grace. He still laughs, jokes, teases fans, drops unexpected, chaotic comments, and acts humble despite the world quite literally rotating faster whenever he uploads a photo. He represents the perfect paradox, a global powerhouse with the heart of someone who still can't believe how much people love him. That humility keeps fans fiercely loyal. That loyalty keeps brands desperately competitive. And that competition keeps him sitting comfortably at the top of the throne. #1 in 2025 isn't just a ranking. It's a statement, a phenomenon, a reminder that sometimes one person truly can transform industries, ignite global trends, and become the face of a generation's commercial identity. #1 is the ultimate brand empire, walking, breathing, smiling, and casually rewriting the rules of influence as he goes.